What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Comment Commentary. This is a show, rather. This is a show where I completely copy everyone else, apparently. So I didn't realize in the beginning that I actually copied people on this, apparently. Two people in specific, oh, kind of people, two channels in specific that I apparently copied were I Am the Attack and SourceFed. My excuse for I Am the Attack is that I am not subscribed to him. I have nothing against him. I've just never been subscribed to him, and I don't know. I never heard of his show Commentary, and then my other excuse for SourceFed is that I actually have no excuse. I have no clue why. That totally slipped my mind. Why they have a show called Commentary also, which is uploaded every Saturday, and I just completely blanked on that. So I'm sorry that this has the likelihood of another show, a couple other shows actually, but I don't know. I came up with it on my own. I didn't actually look at anyone else's. I guess subliminally, that's a hard word to say. I just kind of thought of Commentary because of SourceFed. But anyways, that doesn't really matter. If it really matters to you guys that much, I'll change it. But I really don't think it matters that much. I did not copy it on purpose. It's not anything that was under my control, I guess. But anyways. So pretty much it was basically unanimous on what people wanted to hear about, and that was girls, sex life, and virginity. This last two, I'm 99% sure, Pwn subs. I'm pretty sure that was iPhone Stars for Hire subs. I know I can call you guys out of a crowd. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm just to let you guys know, I'm probably not going to be talking about that. That's kind of a weird subject for you guys to be asking a 17-year-old on, who posts Call of Duty gameplays. That's kind of weird for you to ask that. I am pretty open about it, but for the sake of the people involved, I guess, I'm not going to, just talk about it openly in front of a channel of people who watch consistently 3,000 to 5,000 people who watch this consistently. That's what I'm trying to say. So for the sake of the other people involved in my my fun life, my other life, I guess you could call it. Yeah, it's not, I don't know, it's just not something I really am comfortable with, just because it's part of their lives too. So I'm not going to be sharing that with you guys. I'm sorry, but I will be talking about girls in general though. This commentary, this is like the third time I've taken this commentary, and it has always leaned toward the the younger section of people, because that's where the demographic is. Most of my demographic, and most of any demographic of Call of Duty players, is 13 to 17-year-olds, which is just about high school. It's about 8th grade to high schoolers, pretty much. So I'm pretty much going to be leaning mostly toward the the freshmen, the 8th graders, sophomores, I guess. Sophomores will pretty much get it a little bit. But for the people who are in college and stuff, I don't have too much to say to you guys, because obviously I'm not in college, so I don't really know what to say that much. But really, during high school and school in general, a lot of people get into relationships that aren't actual relationships. I would describe them more as playdates, and that is disgustingly true at the same time, because it's, I don't know. A lot of people in high school, the further you get into high school, the more times you will see people who are just constantly all over each other, and it's just, if you guys are ever going to get into a relationship in high school, if you do, if you choose not to, if it's chosen for you not to, I guess, I can't tell you enough how annoying it is to deal with couples who are constantly, making out, and it's like, it's really not something you want to see at all. And just learn to keep your private life private. That's really lucky, by the way. The host migration saves me here. Learn to keep your private life private. That is one of the biggest things I can tell you. And if you guys are keeping your private life private, thank God. If someone has to tell you to get a room, please rethink your relationship a little bit. That means that nobody wants to see that, and it is pretty much unanimous. Unless you have some weird guy sitting in the back of the PE class watching you and your girlfriend go at it on each other, sucking face. I'm pretty sure most people, someone's texting me, I'm pretty sure most people don't want to see that part of your guys' life. It is your life, not ours. But for the people who who don't have a girlfriend, if you guys do, and most of this is going to be about girlfriends, because because I'm such a sex symbol, I have what is it, like 5% of my subscribers are female. I think like 4 to 5%, and probably of that 4 to 5%, 95% are probably guys pretending to be girls. So anyways, one of my other big tips for people who are, might get into a relationship, have some sort of, girl troubles. If you, I don't know, this is getting Woody's gamer tag up in here right now. For the people who are having, they might have some sort of girl trouble. Maybe it's like some girl isn't talking to you as much as you would like. Try and think, how needy are you? Try not to be some guy who's just constantly like clinging to her leg. Give them some space to breathe. I've seen so many people, so many guys get all over these girls' nuts, and metaphorically speaking, of course, getting all over their nuts, just being like, oh my god, I have to talk to you 24/7. No, you don't. Don't rely on someone else's life just to live your own. That's something I did earlier in my life. When my ex-girlfriend, I consider her pretty much the ex-girlfriend because we dated for 3 years. I'm not going to name names or anything quite yet, I guess. But we dated from freshman to senior year until about 6 months ago. Beginning of freshman year, at least. Beginning of freshman year to beginning of senior year. From the first part, I really like cling to her for my life, and it's not like I was gonna die if I didn't. Even I knew that, but it's just like I felt like I constantly needed to talk to her, and I honestly I kind of regret that portion of the relationship because I don't know, I was just way too needy of someone else, and that's not something that you want actually. Even though it feels nice just to have someone to be able to cling on to, that doesn't mean you should cling on to them. You shouldn't rely on them. Relationships are going to happen throughout high school, and people are going to break up and get together, break up, do whatever, and people are so they're so weird in high school. They're so emotional, and people just feel like they need some significant other. No, you don't. You really don't. Don't be that guy who constantly needs another, like some girlfriend, to be with him all the time. That is completely meaningless, and that is going back to the play dates of middle school time. So just don't be that guy who's constantly, trying to get a girlfriend, trying to be, like, in a relationship all the time. Just be yourself, and eventually you'll find someone who has... It's one of those things where it's like it's quality over quantity. Get a quality relationship, and it's a lot more... It's a lot more, enjoyable than just, oh, I've dated 50 girls. Yeah, you've also broken up with a girl 50 times or been broken up 50 times. That's not something people really need to go through, especially at people who are our age. It's not something that's like it's not something that you should really go through any time in your life. It might not be emotionally stressful to you now, but I guarantee it'll be a lot better if you get a quality relationship rather than rather than a bunch of little relationships. But anyways, that was the commentary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my 2 cents on that. See ya.